So last time we talked about trust, I had mentioned that there are only two types of trust. There's revocable trust and there's irrevocable trust. So what is it about all these other names that we hear? We hear things like a Q-tip trust or a dynasty trust. We might hear something about a special needs trust. If there are only two types of trust, why do we hear all of these other types of names? Well, as I mentioned in my last video, there are a lot of different reasons or purposes that we may make a trust. And so generally what you have is that the title of the trust or the name that's thrown around to describe the trust is actually gives us a clue as to what the purpose was that the trust was set up as. So for example, a dynasty trust may be a trust where you're trying to skip a generation, you're passing assets from one, bypassing one, and then getting to another. We may actually have a trust set up to maybe shield or have some tax advantages for us. A special needs trust, maybe we have a family member that we're trying to get money to, but their level of care is more than what we're going to leave them would provide, and we don't want to disrupt any type of benefits they have. So we may set up a special needs trust, and it's most likely going to be irrevocable. So you have different names. You might have an A and B trust if you have a blended family. So even though there's only revocable and only irrevocable, the names that you hear thrown around are tied to the purpose in which you would create a trust. So I tell everybody there is no one size fits all. So if you go to somebody and they are only offering you one particular type of trust, then you need to walk out and leave, because trusts are dependent upon you and your family and what's going on in your situation and what your needs and wishes are. So we sit down with our clients. I take about an hour. We go through a lot of your history. I get really nosy. I want to talk to you about your family. I want to talk to you about your assets. I want to talk to you about your bills. I want to talk to you about what your hopes are. What would you like to happen if you became incapacitated? Who's going to take care of you? I'd also want to know a little bit more if you have minor children, or who would you prefer to be the guardian of those kids should something happen to you. I also want to know a little bit about how you want your property to go whenever you pass. It's your property, you earned it, you worked for it, it belongs to you, and you can do whatever you want with, so long as it's for a legal purpose. So don't get caught up on all of the names that are out there for different types of trust, or thinking that you got to have this one over that one. Like I said, trusts are creative individually for the individuals that are involved and for the families that are involved. So if you have any questions, you need to call us at our office, and we'll kind of talk you through the process. We'll meet with you and see which type is actually going to be the most beneficial for you and your family.